I'd now like to invite our next inductee, Tim Graham, and his presenter, John Geisinger, to the stage. Our next inductee is Tim Graham from the class of 2016. A four-year member of the Arcadia men's swim program, Tim helped bridge the program to its current era of sustained success during his tenure. In 2016, Tim was the first swimmer in program history to achieve an NCAA qualifier B cut in the 200-yard butterfly. Tim had individual success on the conference stage, capturing championships in the 200-yard butterfly in 2014 and 2016, and a title in the 200-yard IM in 2015. He also captured a silver in the 200-yard butterfly in 2013, silver in the 100-yard butterfly in all four MAC championships between 2013 and 2016, silver in the 200 IM in 2013, 2014, and 2016, and a bronze in that same event in 2015. Tim also had relay success, taking silver in the 800 medley relay in 2016 and bronze in the 200-yard freestyle relay in 2014 and 2016, the 400-yard freestyle relay in 2015 and 2016, the 800-yard freestyle relay in 2014 and 2015, and the 400-yard medley relay in 2015 and 2016. Tim also earned a place on the MAC All-Sportsmanship team in 2015 and 2016. Tim also helped the team win the Diamond City Invitational in 2015, and at the time, the highest team finish at the MAC Championships to that point in 2016. Tim was named the university's Rookie Athlete of the Year in 2013, Athlete of the Year in 2015, and Senior Athlete of the Year in 2016. Tim currently holds the program record in the 200 fly, and at the time of his graduation, held records in the 100 fly, 200 IM, 200 free, 200 free relay, 400 free relay, 800 free relay, 200 medley relay, and 400 medley relays. That's a lot of records. In the classroom, Tim found equal success, earning Philly Side at Academic All-Area Honors in 2015-16, along with being named Academic All-MAC in 2014 and 2016, and to the MAC Academic Honor Roll in 2014 and 2016. Tim graduated in 2016 with a degree in biology and earned a Master of Forensic Science with a concentration in forensic molecular biology from the George Washington University in 2018. Currently, Tim is a forensic support specialist at SNA International, a forensic and biometric identity management company. In addition, Tim gave two oral presentations at the American Academy of Forensic Science annual meeting in 2018 and attained Lean Six Sigma Green Belt certification. Tim and his wife Julie have a son, Georgie. Tim is being presented today by Arcadia's former head men's and women's swim coach, John Geisinger, who I would now like to invite to the podium.
Thank you for that introduction. Hello, everybody. Before I start, I'd just like to say that as coaches, our report card kind of comes in a few years after all of our student athletes graduate, and so it's really an honor for me and extremely humbled to be asked by Tim to present and to see, other swimmers here. It's just a real privilege, and so without further ado, I'll get to my introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and members of the Arcadia University community, it is with immense pride and excitement that we gather here today to celebrate an exceptional individual whose contributions to our university and the world of athletics have left an indelible mark. It is my honor to introduce a true champion, a leader, and a remarkable role model, Tim Graham. I started coaching here at Arcadia in 2013, so I'd really like to thank Ryan Weathers, obviously, for recruiting both Tara and Tim, because when I was looking at the rosters, I knew that they were very accomplished swimmers who would make my job a lot easier. Tim's journey at Arcadia is a testament to his dedication, perseverance, and excellence. As a standout swimmer, he not only broke records, but he also set new standards for what it means to be a scholar athlete here at Arcadia. His commitment to his sport was matched only by his passion for academics, embodying the true spirit, of Arcadia's mission. The first season we had together, we only had 8 men on the roster in the fall. For those of you that don't know, you need to have 8 to be an NCAA sponsored team. And so it was a really stressful situation. And luckily, I think we had a reinforcement coming in David Battistelli, right, from Ireland in the spring. But so because of this, to win dual meets, we had to be extremely creative, and everything had to go exactly the right way. Luckily for me, we had Tim Graham on the roster, who besides backstroke could kind of swim anything. So he would swim 1,000 freestyles, 200 flies, 500 frees, 200 breasts, any relay that we asked. No matter what, he would do it and would always be happy to try to do his best. His leadership and unwavering dedication fostered a culture of excellence within our swim programs. The program grew, but he also grew. The world belongs to optimists, right? And Tim Graham is a consummate optimist. His senior year, which is talked about and probably one of the reasons you're standing here, right, as one of the first swimmers to achieve an NCAA B-Cup mark. But rewind to 12 months prior, and he was the #1 seed in the 200 butterfly his junior year, and I believe there was a guy from Messiah, right, that we had to beat. And so Tim went off, and like he did in a lot of races, just went out a little too hard. And so you can't cheat human physiology, right? So basically at the 100 mark, his heart rate was probably about 180, which means that's not going to end well. And so I'm pacing the deck as he slowly cramps up, and just a first place lead, at the 50, you were like setting a world record. Slowly set in, and he finished third. I excused myself from the deck to have my own reaction to the situation. And Tim came up to me, though, with his cheery self, saying, okay, what do we need to do for the relay, right? His own personal accomplishments did not really matter. It was always about the team. And so I remember getting on the bus, and I talked to the team on the bus, saying we're going to be better, we'll find new ways to improve, I can be better. And his determination and work ethic once again showed itself as senior year, where he was juggling incredible graduate school applications and opportunities, a heavy academic load in the biology department, getting creative with fall practices, as I recall. We get to that MAC championship, and the 200 IM, he goes a season best time, but not a personal best. I start to freak out a little bit, and Tim is just chugging along, ready for the next race. The 100 fly comes up, and I think it was a goal for you to break 52 the entire year, because you're chasing Alex Ganguza. And 52.04 was the final time. And so again, I'm freaking out. Tim comes up like, I'll go 51 on the relay. And so then, in his final individual event as a senior, he swims the most beautiful race I've ever seen. Out in 25.7, then kind of like a 27 mid. And your last 50 was 29, which was a far cry from the year before. And it was the first NCAA cut that I've ever had as a head coach. And I remember I printed it out and just had the NCAA B cut selection, right, in our office. And the reality is, right, sometimes I needed Tim more than he needed me. We as coaches exist for the student athletes' ends, right? We shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist for our ends. And so, Tim, it's an incredible honor to be here as your presenter. I'm seeing you today. As a son, a husband, and a father, brings me immense pride that I was able to spend time with you in such a formative time in your life. So today, as we induct Tim Graham into the Arcadia University Hall of Fame, we honor not just his remarkable achievements, but also the legacy he continues to build for future generations. Records get broken, times continue to get faster, but the imprint that you left on this campus is still being felt, and I believe that we always stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. And so, as mentioned, I'd like to thank all the former coaches and students at Arcadia before I arrived, and I'd like to thank Tim for setting the bar extremely high for those that are still to come. So congratulations, Tim. I'm really proud of you, and thank you for inviting me back.
Just pull up the speech. All right. Thank you, John, for those kind words. And thank you, everyone, for coming out today. It means a lot to be here, standing in front of you.
Before I begin, I would like to say thank you again to Mike, Adam, Brian for organizing all this, setting it up. It's an excellent ceremony, and I know it took a little bit of time to get some things from me, pictures especially, and invite lists, but thank you for being patient with me and for reaching out and getting everything organized. My time at Arcadia was an excellent time for me. It was something that left a mark, definitely, in my life. Coming onto the swim team when it was small, we had a very close-knit community within the swim team itself, and seeing its growth from my freshman year, where we barely had enough people to field a relay, to coming into my senior year where we're placing near the top of our MAC conference, and even today, seeing the growth and continued excellence of the program is something that I think I'm left a very big mark in my life, and I'm very proud to have been a part of that growth. I would definitely want to reach out, say thank you to my parents, first and foremost. My mom, who's here today, and my dad, unfortunately, who sadly passed a few years ago, were the biggest supporters of me growing up, both academically and swimming. They sacrificed a lot of time and money, energy, driving me around to swim meets early in the morning when I was a lot younger. And I appreciate all those sacrifices that they did make. They were pretty much there for every swim meet that I ever swam, from 9 years old through college, 13 years of that. And they instilled in me a competitiveness, good sportsmanship, and in general, to always do my best. That was the biggest thing that really rubbed off on me from them, no matter how I swam during a meet, no matter how I finished, whether it was a best time or just a good finish. Didn't have to be a top finish. No matter how I did, as long as I tried my best, they instilled in me that I couldn't be disappointed in my performance. And that's something that really stuck with me and continued with me, not just through swimming, but through my academic career and in general through life. Aside from my parents, I would like to also send a special thanks to the rest of my family as well, extended and biological. My sisters, who aren't here today, but left a large impact on my life. They dealt with a lot of my nonsense growing up and kept me straight in line, and were a big inspiration for me moving forward as I went through my academic careers. We all pushed each other in those regards. Additionally, I'd like to thank my mother-in-law and sister-in-law for coming out today. You guys really made me feel welcome in my now extended family that I get to spend a lot of time with. And from the beginning of that, you guys accepted me and made me feel as one of the family. Last but not least, I would like to also thank my wife and my son, Georgie, who is currently taking a nap. You guys have been, in general, my reason for waking up in the morning. You're my pride, my joy, and it means so much that you guys could come out today to be here with me and share this with me. Especially you, Julie, you came to a few of my swim meets, and to those who don't know, swimming, when you go to a swim meet, especially if you don't know a lot of people, those meets can really drag on for a long time. They are not the most enjoyable things to sit at and watch if you don't know a lot of people who are swimming. So I thank you for bearing with me and coming to those to support me. I also want to thank my coaches, some of whom are in attendance today. Obviously, John Geisinger, Ryan Weathers. There was my club coach as well, Ruben Sembrano, who was on his way. But all of you have made a lasting impact on me, both through swimming and through my life. Without all of you, including coaches that I have not named, I would not be able to have achieved this accomplishment and, in general, have gone as far as I have, both, again, academically and outside of academics in swimming. All of you instilled in me and made a large impact on my life, teaching me a lot more than just how to swim faster and do strokes more proficiently. You all fostered an environment of camaraderie in your teams that made swimming more enjoyable and made it a lot easier to get out of bed, get to those early morning practices in the water at 6 in the morning, and then back in the water again at 4 in the afternoon. You made this feel a lot more like a family rather than just an individual sports team with strangers. And to that, I thank you guys for that. I don't know if I would have been able to bear that for too long, and I probably would have burned out had that type of environment not been fostered. And from that, I also would like to say thank you, especially to John. Some of your words have always stayed with me. Trust in your training, trust in the process is something that John would spout a lot. And it's something that really makes sense when you think about it. It's not the hours and hours of practice that you put in and focusing on that when you're trying to perform. You got to trust in that and just be in the moment and enjoy yourself in that moment and do what needs to be done. You can't be thinking about, oh, can I do this better? Can I do that better? At that point, you just have to go, trust everything, and trust in your coaches, your teammates, and yourself that everything you've done will work out. So I thank you for that, John, and that has stayed with me for more than just through swimming. And then I mentioned family a few times in this speech, but I also want to reach out and thank my teammates. My teammates who I definitely view as an extended version of my family. Starting as strangers in the pool, but over the years, we definitely grew a lot closer. And it means a lot for those who are able to make it here today and those who weren't able to make it. I still appreciate all the time that was in the pool and outside of the pool, being able to spend time with you guys. You guys made even the most grueling practices seem easy and made it a lot easier to get through those days. Same thing with the coaches. I definitely would have burned out, especially even more so without your guys' support and without being able to see all of you day to day, watching you guys push each other, watching you guys go faster, definitely pushed me to go faster, and it's something that really stuck with me throughout this time. I'm also very lucky to be up here today with Tara, who also was a teammate and is also being recognized today. And it's a great honor to be able to stand up here today with you and to get this honor as well. Arcadia Swimming and Arcadia as a whole left a lasting impact on my life, and I look forward to seeing the program and the school itself with continued success. Thank you.